Hey everyone, this is Christine DeGraff with My Music Hangout, and I am very excited today to be here with for this special event. It's the School of Rock All-Stars Tour, and I have with me Alex Gonzalez. Alex, is that how you say your last name? I'm never going to get it right.
No one ever does. It's totally cool.
I know.
I mean, technically it's Ricky Gonzalez, but John says Alex Ricky G. It's cool. It doesn't matter.
Ricky Diki. We'll call you whatever. But so we're here today. We're really excited we're going to be introducing you to the School of Rock here in a few minutes. They are at JBTV Studios in Chicago, and this is part of the All-Stars Tour. So we're really excited to talk about that. Now, the way that we're doing this is the pre-show. It's going to be an hour long. We're going to have the Aston Family come on at the end. Then we're going to all head over to JBTV for their live stream event. That's 4 hours long, and we hope that you'll join us and engage over there and really support the School of Rock and these bands and these kids because they're doing something really awesome here. We're going to talk about the Love, Hope, what is it, Alex?
Love, Hope, Strength.
Love, Hope, Strength Foundation, and that's part of this tour, and what they're doing is they're building a database of samples that can help save lives. So we're going to talk about that. And then we'll be back here for the last hour for an after party. At any time, if you get lost, just go to the link. We have it posted everywhere. It's bit.ly/SoRAllStars14, and it is in the description on YouTube and on our Google Plus page and all over Twitter. So click that link at any time, and you'll go to the right place. But
and
Alex,
I just have to say, I've tested it like 10 times already because I get so lost, and it works.
Right now it's all coming here on the Google Plus page, but in an hour, please remind me, we need to redirect it to the JBTV live stream.
I will.
So Alex, why don't you introduce our guests?
All right. It's so awesome that we get to. It's great that I get to talk to these guys again because I just saw them. I don't even know if it's been a month. So it's almost weird to see them through the computer now. But we're starting with Linda Hefferman. Has been so awesome, staying connected with me and talking to me the whole time so that I know what's going on. We'll talk to her a little bit later, but she rallied up such a cool cast of people to interview. We're going to make these quick interviews because obviously they all have stuff to do in the next hour. But it looks like we're going to start with Mark Biondi. He is the COO. Sometimes you'll see him listed as the VP of School of Rock. Whatever his title is, this man is just incredible. The things that he makes happen for these kids is just so cool. So, Mark, it looks like you're still muted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Perfect, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, Mark. So we really wanted to talk to you because you are, you know a lot about the All-Stars. You're like the mastermind behind this, aren't you?
You know, there's so many people that are involved in it, and I'm just really lucky that I get to work with it. But it's really about the local schools and all the amazing work that they do all year long. So it is a huge team effort. So All-Stars, just to give you a little bit about School of Rock and the All-Stars and what they are, each year some of the best kids in our system they audition at the local level, and it's basically a first round of auditions to become an All-Star. And then from that group, they get submitted to a national panel, and we select 150 kids. So from 15,000 kids, we get it down to about 150 kids, and they become the School of Rock All-Stars. Those kids get to go on a real week-long tour in the summer. So we take those we take those groups. We make 6 groups out of the 150 kids, and right now we have 3 groups in Chicago, and we have 3 groups on the East Coast. So hello to everyone out there, because these kids are out on the road, and they meet, they rehearse a set together for about 3 days. That's it, and then they go hit the road and play. The kids on the East Coast they started in Richmond, Virginia, one group in Pennsylvania, one group just outside New York City. They're going to tour around. They're going to end up at the Gathering of the Vibes Festival in Connecticut this weekend and play a real festival. The kids here in Chicago came from 3 different areas of the country. They come together in Chicago, rehearse 3 days, play a series of shows, and each group is going to play Lollapalooza this weekend. So it's just really an amazing experience. And then we say we're inspiring the world to rock on stage and in life. We take the in life part really seriously. So the life part is we've connected with Love Hope Strength, and you can visit lovehopestrength.org. And they are a rock and roll cancer charity that sets up tables at concerts, and they get names for the bone marrow donor list. So they basically find people who are willing to go on the bone marrow donor list. And then we've been doing it now for 3 years. We have over, I think we're near 500 to 600 people on our list. And we've made 8 matches. So beyond just going out and playing amazing music and being immersed in playing rock and roll, they're actually out doing some real good. And last night we played at Shuba's in Chicago, and we got 20-something people on the list last night. We're going to encourage people throughout this broadcast. You'll see lovehopestrength.org sitting in the background to go to the website and check them out, and get your name on the list, because it's about making music and doing some real good out there. So it's really a fun thing. It's a fun thing for the kids, but it's also an important mission.
Yeah, I thought. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's incredible that you can you can get kids excited about something like a charity. I mean, I've heard a lot of from Linda that a lot of these kids really they're happy to sign their names, and they're happy to do what they can, and it's just you don't see that very often these days. So it's so cool that the School of Rock can make charities cool.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's done through, look, what's happening on the ground at 140 locations around the world. That's how many we have at School of Rock. We're in 8 countries. Is these communities of musicians and these amazing people that work in these schools and own these schools are, they're creating the next generation of artists. They're putting a real focus on the arts and how powerful they can be, and then they're marrying that with doing some good in the community as well. And I think we're going to turn on a new generation of artists that we're going to unleash to the world, that it's going to be really special.
Oh, that gave me chills. Did that give you chills, Christine? That gave me chills.
It did. I mean, I think that it is important. I was researching a little bit about the Love Hope Strength Foundation. And I think it's really incredible what they're doing, and it's the world's leading rock and roll cancer foundation, and they're actually making a difference, saving lives, and to have these kids, involved is really incredible.
Awesome, and thank you guys for giving us this forum. We've never done anything like this before, where we're going to stream out the show, so it's new for us, but it's fun too, because a lot of these kids are coming from Portland and Seattle, Los Angeles, Colorado. We've got kids in from Ohio. I mean, just all over the place. New Jersey, New York. So their families might not be able to see them because they're not playing in their backyard, but through the streaming they'll be able to. So we're really excited about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited too.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Mark. I know that you're a busy man.
I'm gonna go run, because we've got about 100 kids in right over there, and they're probably gonna sound check in a few.
And we're gonna hopefully get a tour at the end. Is that right? We're gonna take the camera around.
I think so. I'm gonna turn it back. I'll give it over to Linda and Tom. I think Thomas is gonna talk next.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. Yeah, so Thomas kind of runs this whole all of JBTV, and he can tell you a little bit about that, and we're really excited to work with them. This is an amazing place. The history here is incredible, so he could tell you about that. So I will leave you all Google Universe, and
you'll be missed.
All right. We'll talk to you all soon.
I wanted to tell our audience that that Mark was the one who, at Summerfest, got up on the stage and told everyone that we were trending on Google for Gemba 2014. So
yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool to do. Yeah. So thank you guys for all your help with that.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. I'm going to turn it over to Thomas.
Great.
All right.
Mark.
Bye.
Actually, you got 12 matches. 12?
Hi, folks.
Thomas. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm excellent. Thanks.
So, JBTV somehow was not on my radar until this School of Rock event, and let me tell you, I'm like just blown away doing some research on you guys and what it is that you're doing and have accomplished over 27 years. And I'm very excited about this event to see the quality of the stream and what you guys are doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Just to give you the background, if Jerry Bryant of JBTV started running music videos. It was in 1984 when Chicago had not let cable companies operate within city limits. He was a TV editor, and he was being asked to put music videos on broadcast stations, and publishers would send just tapes full of artists that weren't getting any exposure. Sorry, the clip's not staying in my ear. So he was receiving these tapes that had all these beautiful artists that weren't getting any exposure on TV, and they were just amazing, and Jerry wanted to have a platform for that. So he started JBTV. It's kind of his life passion to work with music and musicians. Started putting the music videos on, and then slowly building a studio out and having musicians stop by, and these folks, in the early 80s just loved the fact that they were getting this exposure on national TV and in Chicago. It became kind of a hangout, more and more musicians, and he was seeing them and their career rise. He's been keeping it together for 30 years. Within the last 2 years, we've had really a resurgence. We've got a great music director, Greg Corner, who's booking just the most amazing bands. We've got 21 alumni bands on this year's Lollapalooza. Everyone from like Arctic Monkeys to Phanogram, Kate Nash, the So-So Glows, which I got to see all of these bands come within the last year, and it's been an amazing experience.
Awesome. Yeah, I was reading that performers such as Green Day, No Doubt, Smashing Pumpkins, Blink-182, and a lot more received their very first TV exposure on JBTV. Is that right?
Absolutely true.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. I mean, so I gotta ask, where do you find them? How do you discover them before other people do?
Well, that goes right now. That's Greg Corner's job as music director. Greg was the bass guitarist of a band called Kill Hannah.
Right.
Still together. They played a show this year. But music is his passion, of course, and he's like a glove with Jerry. The fact that they're always listening for new sounds, and Greg's totally on top of it. The working DJ, so he listens to a lot of and looks at a lot of sources for international charts. So he's trying to break international musicians that are probably playing Wembley Stadium, like Biffy Clyro, for example, plays 100,000 seat arenas over in the UK, but probably 500 people clubs here in the United States. So we had them in. And he reaches the publicist, he reaches band tour managers, he'll reach out to the labels. With the track record he's had in the last year, he's getting the caliber of bands that we're seeking. Really, it's we'll listen to anyone, and we really like to give people their absolute first chance. But we're trying to get into probably the set where people have maybe they're definitely touring nationally. They definitely have an album release that's a national something of significance. But if I were to kind of pinpoint a number, I hate to come back to Facebook numbers, but folks that have 20,000 and up fans are that's really the folks that we're seeing in here as far as bands go.
So how does the School of Rock fit in there then? How did you end up connecting with the AllStars?
So there's a gentleman that works for School of Rock, Adam McIntosh, if you know him.
Yes, he's very active on Google+.
Adam's fantastic. So we had been having conversations about, just because I think there's so much synergy with School of Rock and bringing new musicians and giving them a a chance to learn with like-minded musicians and making music, part of a lifestyle and culture, but a learning experience. Whether they're going to go on and become touring, band people or famous stars, but they're also going to be quality citizens. And I think music helps with a lot of learning, and the way that people learn. I just think that musicians are totally bright people. They're genius, and so Adam and Greg had a real bond on how do we create this kind of partnership. So those talks led us to Mark Biondi, who was just in my seat before me, and it was just the perfect timing. Lollapalooza was coming up. We were having conversations with them in the spring, and this was just an ideal event, I think, to kick off a partnership.
We should mention that Greg Corner was one of the judges for Gambit 2014, yes. So there, definitely has a big connection with School of Rock, obviously.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it totally makes sense that the School of Rock is, producing this new generation of musicians, and that's exactly what JBTV looks for. It looks for
exactly
the generation, the new and upcoming musicians coming out. So,
what's that? They just unplugged my ears.
They're getting loud there.
They are. Well,
I'm starting to practice.
I'm sure you're a busy man. Probably let you get back to work.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed. Thanks for giving us this chance to work with you. So looking forward to this live stream. So
we are too. We're bringing a lot of people over to cheer these guys on.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye. That actually worked better.
Yeah. Okay. Jerry, you want to sit down here?
Okay.
Yeah. This is about to happen. Are you ready for this, Christine?
Hello?
Hello, Jerry Bryant.
Hello. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So we are very excited to get this peek into JBTV Studios.
You're getting an intimate peek into the studios here.
We are. And you are the founder, is that correct?
I've been doing it for 33 years, yes, all for the love of music and helping great musicians out, giving them their first exposure, that kind of thing.
Awesome. Well,
that's just insane. It's so, it's so cool to meet a man with such vision that could make that vision happen. That's just incredible. 27
years on air. That's like, is that pre?
30 years. 30 years.
30
you gotta
years.
Get the correct
30
number.
years. I'm sorry. So is that like, that's actually, is that before MTV?
No, actually MTV was on pretty much before we were. But I grew out of MTV because all those the K-Rock DJs and everything, and they ran that like a great radio station. But I wanted JBTV to continue on with that. But after they started out very pure and very awesome. Then they turned into this corporate thing where they had to play the hits, so many. It's sort of what's happening with bands today, where how many followers do you have, that kind of thing. And I sort of look at how good are the band and the potential of the band. And I want to give them their first exposure. It's so cool. They have bands at the very beginning versus at the very end, because anybody can get them at the end. I want to get them when they're still the nobodies. I hate to say nobodies in the world, but they're at their beginning, the infancy of their careers.
That's it. That's kind of like why I started the My Music Hangout. I found these great musicians on Google Plus, and I'm like, wow, nobody knows these guys. I have some here with us that are going to play for us today.
Yeah, they're doing the sound check, in the background. These guys are great, and these are all students that are at the beginning and to play at the JBTV stage. We've had all these awesome bands on there before. It's like they're being treated the same way every other band is. There's no preferential treatment here. Every band has the same thing. We do the same thing for them. We put in the same amount of effort. And everybody here are actual volunteers, so all my cameramen.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Yeah, I read that.
They're all into the music, so they're all learning too. So it's a really good experience. Like I've got people they go to Columbia College and spend money to get the great education for the basics, but the hands-on. The ability to actually do a promo or a piece of production that ends up on broadcast TV, I think is very rewarding for them.
Well, what kind of equipment and studio do you have there?
Well, I'm extremely high definition, the highest quality. We use Sony cameras. We've got the latest in technology. We've got everything from Sony EX3 type cameras to the F900. We're recording our shows on a disc recorder. a proprietary piece of equipment from Abacus, here an American-made company. And so basically, I have a full-fledged on-air studio here that happens to do JBTV and that kind of stuff.
Wow.
That is so awesome.
So tell us, who are some of your favorite, I'm
not going to answer a favorite question because it's like, who's your favorite? To me, every band that plays on our stage is my favorite at the time. So.
Okay, what's your favorite? What's your favorite type of music then?
I like all types of music, unfortunately. I'm very wide. I'm so happy to have. I'm so happy to have any musician on the stage that has talent. And especially, when we get the new bands in and they don't have any followers yet, and they're only playing to maybe 2 or 3 people, but they put on a show as if there's 50,000 people. Those are the bands that are going to be successful.
Awesome. So have you had a chance, you've heard the rehearsals, what do you think of these bands?
Oh, I think they're all great.
They're the best of the best is what I'm hearing.
I would say so.
Awesome.
All the young talent you guys have here, and they're so professional. It's like a lot of places you go, they could care less. Everybody that's here at the School of Rock seems to be very dedicated to what it's very professional. They're on stage setting up. They're not screwing around. They're not wasting time. They're doing exactly what they should do. So they're getting a good, solid education.
Do you have any advice for bands that are, just starting out and, how they can...
Don't let any... I'll give you great advice for a band. Do what you feel from the heart. Whatever music that is, play it from the heart. Play it with the best you can, and try to put on a show as you do it, and make it entertaining for the audience. And involve the audience, whether it's emotionally with the music or they're just, working with them. Because some bands seem to think that, oh well, I don't need to care about the audience. We're the stars, But you sort of it's a 50-50 thing when they're at these shows.
And do you see this as Hangouts, the Google Plus and the live streams? Are you seeing this as the new way that bands are going to be
I certainly do,
their music?
There's so many. There's no really media outlets anymore where they can go to. So the fact that they can stream live and do these kind of things, or in our case, I like to also do streaming live, but I like to also edit it later on, remix the audio so it's really pristine quality. So if they ever wanted to release it or do something with it, it'd be easier.
Awesome. And what do you think is what other advice can you give people? How can they get on JBTV if they want to get on a musician? Well,
if they want to get on, we have Greg Corner, who's from the band Kill Hannah, who's my music director. I think he'll be here soon to talk to you guys too. And he's the one to ask about that kind of stuff. I let him do the booking and stuff because I hate to say it, I'm the yes guy. I don't want to say no to any band. I want to help every band out there. I want to help every musician. If they have the least bit of interest, I want to help them out. So to me, awesome. That's where I come from.
That's awesome.
I feel like musicians probably appreciate that you're a yes man.
Yeah. Well, I want them to look good too. Like today, I'm lighting and doing stuff and making sure that this band looks great. And they're all going to show up on TV the way a real professional band would be, as if they're on late night or one of these great TV shows or something.
What are your plans for the future for JBTV?
My plans for the future, I'd love to build an entertainment complex that is more comprehensive with restaurant and bar and all that kind of crazy stuff. But that takes a lot of money, investors and things. So I'm more of a grassroots guy. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. But I already have a world-class studio sitting here. We have the latest in technology. We have a stage. I custom built the whole facility so that it's built for musicians. And it's a place they can relax. And as soon as they come into the studios, they realize this is the epicenter right here in Chicago at rock and roll. And that's really what I'm doing it for.
Congratulations. Yeah. So you twice received the coveted Billboard Music Video Awards for Best Local Regional Alternative Modern Rock Show.
Yeah, that was a while back.
It says multiple Emmy Awards for your production. So
yeah, we do commercials for radio stations. That's how I make my money. JBTV, I've never really made any money on. It's been a hobby. It's been a labor of love. At some point, I'd like to make it an actual foundation of some sort for the educational and advancement needs of musicians, young artists, and everything involved around television production, from the audio recording, multi-track recording, camera work, editing, graphics, the whole thing. That's sort of what I'm building. That's what I built here. And I did this. I built JBTV with absolutely no business model in mind. I just built it so I'd have a studio that I could bring musicians in. And
I love that.
There's no other place in the entire world that's like JBTV. This is the one-of-a-kind facility. No other studio is built like this for TV. Most TV studios are built with, you know, very corporate, fluorescent lighting, they don't want to, this is all personality here. Every inch of the walls here at JBTV has got some band that's performed or done something, so.
That sounds, I think I want to come take a tour.
Hey, you want to come take a tour? Come on down to JBTV. And we have all these great shows happening, so all these shows are free. We don't charge for anything. We do cooperation, co-promotions with WKQX, a local radio station here in town. And we also can do promotions with other radio stations and other media outlets throughout the entire country. You know, like I look at, you know, when you say a virtual place, like we have the ability to do uplinks and downlinks and stuff. So literally, we could do press interviews and stuff for a band from here that could go to, like, let's say San Diego or New York or Los Angeles, and they could do interviews with the local TV stations, entertainment reporters, that kind of thing. So that's all the kind of stuff that I like.
I can feel your excitement and passion.
I know.
Amazing.
Oh, I love it. This is what I live for. I love doing this. It's so exciting to have all these great musicians here. I cannot wait for today. It's going to be, what, like 6 hours long of awesome back-to-back music here with great musicians. And this is their first time on TV, though, but is it?
Some of them have been on some.
So this is going to be a good experience for them. I hope they have something something they can always remember and tell their kids. You know, back when I was in the School of Rock, and the kids will go, ah, yeah, right, Dad. So.
Well, definitely. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Talking to you guys, and good luck.
Thank you. We're really looking forward to the show today.
Okay, well, bye-bye, and keep on rocking from the Windy City, downtown Chicago. This is Jerry Bryant signing off.
Radio personality right there.
Oh
Wow.
that was so awesome. Okay.
He has a personality.
Yeah, right. And every inch, like when we were waiting for him to go on, we kept losing him because he saw a poster that needed some tape. And he went and got tape, and he taped the poster because it was getting messed up from the door opening and closing. So he's just like every inch of this place, and we'll do that during the tour. But before we do that, I want to get Alec and Rob on to talk about Love, Hope, Strength.
That'd be great.
All right. I want to put up a couple of comments from our audience real quick.
Hello, guys.
Hello there.
You're going to get two of us here. It's going to be kind of funny. You know, there you go.
It's gonna be adorable. Just sit really close together.
Look at this.
Aww.
Guys, what I'll do is tell you a little bit about Love, Hope, Strength real quick. And I'm the West Coast tour manager for Love, Hope, Strength, even though I'm kind of in the middle of the country right now. But I've been with the foundation as the tour manager on staff for 3 years, and I was a volunteer for 3 years before that. And that's about the existence of the foundation. We started out by, y'all are all probably too young to remember, but the 80s rock band The Alarm. Mike Peters, the lead singer, was sitting in his hotel room, his hospital room, trying to beat cancer. And he kept looking out the window, and he saw Mount Snowdon, which is in Wales, if you don't know, highest point in Wales. And he was saying, when I beat this cancer, I'm going to climb that mountain and I'm going to play a concert for my fans and show the world that we beat cancer. Well, he did it. And he met a young man named James Chippendale out of America who is the beautiful C3 that throws Lollapalooza. He is their insurance agent. So unfortunately, if one of those stages collapses, James takes care of all that. We don't want to think that way. But he and James are big thinkers and big cancer survivors on both sides and wanted to use rock and roll to save lives from cancer. So fast forward a few years, they actually hiked Mount Everest and took some pretty famous musicians with them and played the highest concert on Earth at base camp at 20,000 feet. You might know a few of those musicians as Cy Curnin from The Fix, Slim Jim Phantom of the Stray Cats, Glenn Tilbrook of Squeeze, and that's the ones you would really know. But kind of 80s rock, but they were bringing it to the beginning. And they met a young lady, and she came back to America and launched Love, Hope, Strength in America. we were looking for our mission on what we could do to save lives from cancer using rock and roll. And she met a young man who was trying to save his own life, 8-year-old child, and he was going to concerts and festivals around the world and trying to get people just to swab their cheeks. And light went off, ding, there you go. And fast forward, here we are. Since 2008, middle of 2008, we started doing bone marrow drives at concerts. We really started at Red Rocks. Red Rocks is our spiritual home. I'm lucky to say I get to do about 50 concerts there a year. It's if you've never been to Red Rocks, please come. It's the most beautiful place in the world. This young man has had the pleasure of playing on stage there a few times. He's actually stood on stage with me as we talk to the crowd, so it's pretty cool. That's exploded since 2008, and now we do well over almost 800 to 1,000 bone marrow drives a year, mainly at concerts and festivals around the world. I flew in 2 hours ago, from Pittsburgh, wrong Pennsylvania city. They might get mad at me for that, but I flew in from Pittsburgh. I'm on the Offspring Bad Religion Pennywise tour, and we are signing up punk rockers to save lives. And just last night alone, we signed up 110 people that took the pledge to save a life one day, if they ever match. And wow. We are over 70,000 people on the bone marrow registry, most of those coming in the last 2.5 years. And we are proud to say we just cracked 1,000 life-saving matches, 1,017 to be exact. And although Mark told you earlier 8 life-saving matches with the School of Rock, it's actually 12. I'm proud to say. He wasn't counting our Vail Rocks hike that we do every year, and the School of Rock is our house band for a lot of great musicians that hike a mountain with us and play a concert. And these young guys get to play behind some pretty amazing musicians. Our headliner this year, it's actually in 2 weeks. Our headliner is Devotchka, if you know Devotchka. Very, very, very good band based out of Colorado. They're going to be our headliner, and these guys are all going to get to play with them. And young bands and older bands coming in. Mike Peters is coming in from the Alarm, Cy Kernan from the Fix. And also a really young band, really up-and-coming band, Onward, etc. So make sure you check out all those bands. They're helping us save lives, along with a lot of other cool stuff. Now, fast forward, our relationship with the School of Rock. It was pretty cool. It started in Denver. Started with the Denver school and branched out to the whole thing. And I've gone 2.5 years ago, I went out with the School of Rock on the Warped Tour and a few other dates. And we had a blast together, and actually it's where I met this little guy. Turns out he lives in Colorado with me, and since then he's become one of our most valued volunteers. So I'm going to let Alec show you guys what we do when we swab somebody. It's that easy, and then he's going to get on TV and rock for you guys in a few minutes. So
sounds great.
So, here's Alec.
Nice.
Switch!
So, my name's Alec. I'm a bass player from the School of Rock Denver. I'm an all-star. I get to go on tour with this wonderful organization, play shows, save lives. It's a bunch of fun. I'd recommend signing up for both. And I'm going to teach you guys how to, if you're not on the National Bone Marrow Registry, I'm going to teach you how to get on it. It's super easy. All you have to do...
Wait a minute, I'm going to stop him.
Oh, yeah.
He was a little modest. He just graduated high school. This is his last tour with the School of Rock. And tell him where you're going to college, young man.
I'm heading out. It's the school CalArts in Valencia, California. It's pretty
wow.
Congratulations. School of Rock taught him to do a lot of cool stuff, and he's going to go learn to play bass all the time. That's pretty cool.
I'm going to be saving lives the whole way with Love, Hope, Strength.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So getting onto the list, super easy. It takes about 3 minutes if you're at your favorite concert. We have this form right here. Just fill that on out. And then from there, it's really easy. You just pull apart a couple cheek swabs, one in each side of your mouth, and you're on the list. You can save somebody's life who's suffering from bone or blood diseases and cancers. It takes 3 minutes, and giving marrow is not like what it used to be. It's actually a lot easier now. They can do it through this really cool process. They give you this synthetic protein.
The swab bag.
That's our swab bag.
We have those all over the place.
Yeah.
So,
and so they just take it out of your bloodstream, actually. It's like giving platelets or plasma. And it's a lot easier.
The research I was doing, it said that even though the database is huge, you still need a lot in order to find matches. Is that right?
Exactly.
We literally need to sign up everybody in the world. So it's about 1, and can y'all hear me? Sorry,
Yes. Yeah.
We about 1 in 700 people we sign up ends up matching. And then, not to be down, but about a third of those actually make it to donation. So it's incredibly important. So, yeah, you can sign up online through our website at lovehopestrength.org. There's a link to the bone marrow registry. We work directly with, and I'm going to hold it up there, Delete Blood Cancer. They are one of the bone marrow registries. You only have to sign up on one. If you sign on one, you're on all. But that's who we work with out of New York. They're fantastic people. They let us do each one of these swab tests for anybody under the age of 55 and over the age of 18 for free. It's about a $65 to $100 test every time we run one.
Wow.
And they waive those fees to save lives. So
I'm going to sign up, and I hope everyone who's watching signs up. It's so easy. Like they said, the hashtag is Get on the List, and the website is lovehopestrength.org.
Yep.
And if you want to have fun, help me perpetrate my new hashtag. That's LHS, Love Hope Strength, Rover, like a dog.
Okay.
You will see me all over the country doing funny stuff at festivals. On this last 2.5 week run, I haven't been home to my house in Denver in 3 weeks. We've done the Floyd Fest in Floyd, Virginia. Actually, back up one before that. We were with Michael Fronte and Spearhead on tour. Bounced over from there, from Philly to Virginia to do this Floyd Fest. Signed up 451 people at a festival that had a tenth of what we're going to see this weekend. Yeah. Pretty amazing run. And then over to the Bad Religion and Offspring tour, which is going to be fantastic. 110 people at that show last night. Probably a 4,000 to 5,000 seat arena. No big deal. And then here we are at Lollapalooza with my buddies in the School of Rock, and we're going to be doing our booth, and we're going to run a table over to every one of their shows. We'll have a table. So if you're here at Lollapalooza, please come over and not only rock out with the School of Rock, but get your cheek swabbed to help save a life.
Yeah. So School of Rock has been a huge part of my life, teaching me how to rock and roll, and then connecting me with this beautiful organization, Love Hope Strength, and getting to save lives, get people onto the list. And I urge you to go and do it, because the opportunity to save somebody's life is, you can't count that one.
Yep,
Awesome.
And you can always volunteer with us. We always need people everywhere in the country. That's the cool thing. We're trucking every day. I mean, you'll find we have a version of me now. He's actually cooler than me, but he's based in Brooklyn, and he's handling the East Coast for us. His name's Tim, and he's doing everything he can to save lives. So if you're East Coast, West Coast, I don't care where you are. We need you to come to cool concerts with us, and we rock out, we save lives, and when the headliner goes on, we all go watch the show. So you save lives, you get free concerts. How much cooler can that be? So,
that is very cool.
I'm really glad to be a part of a lot of these kids' lives. We're having a lot of fun. I guess I'll meet a whole new crew. Like I said, I just got here, but this will be my third AllStars tour with them, and we have a lot of fun together, and here we are at Lolla, so it's going to be a blast.
Yeah. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and we really, we're thankful that you're doing so much and saving so many lives.
It's nice using rock and roll to do something good for the world, so remember that and perpetrate that and push that and have fun with it, everybody. Thank you.
Definitely.
We're going to hand you over to somebody else. Alec?
All right, Alec, good luck to you today.
Everybody throw little horns. Yeah. Everybody little horns up. All right, cheers.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
That's really great. Yeah.
This is so awkward with the headphones. So the next person that we have, sorry to be like really running through things here, but I want to introduce everybody to our brand new CEO, and I'm not going to give her any introduction. She can do that, and you guys can ask her about how she feels about being part of School of Rock. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Dzana.
Hi, Dzana. How are you? I'll let her get set up.
Yes, she has quite the background as far as I know. This is Dzana Homan, the new CEO of School of Rock. How's it going?
Fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Way to jump in and start out with the AllStars. Well, you were at Gamba too, is that right?
I was at Gamba. I'm with the company 8th week, but I'm on the road for 7 weeks. So my sort of onboarding is on the road, on the road with kids, on the shows, coming to schools, coming to venues, and better understanding how are we actually impacting their lives, and actually working also with teachers and directors and meeting our franchisees.
Awesome. What a way to get started. Just jump right in.
Yeah. How has it been? I mean, it's probably...
Okay, I'm like constantly touching myself from top to bottom and bottom up to top to say, okay, I didn't die and went to heaven. So it is pretty awesome. They actually hire you to have a corporate job, and then you end up in studios like this, and you hear incredible performances, and that's your job.
Yeah, somebody needs to give me a job like that. I'll take
it. And I want to break out in the song and say I must have done something well or good in my life to ultimately come here. It is compelling. It is motivating. It is something that will keep you up at night in terms of how do we make this visible and possible for so many kids in America, because there's so much cutting of arts in our school programs, and there are so many programs that are available, but not all are made equal. And when you see the outcomes that we are seeing now today with AllStars, then you really want to make sure that we do as much as possible and promote it and make it visible to everybody.
Absolutely. So what has been, I mean, I know it's only been 8 weeks, but what's the coolest thing you've seen so far as CEO?
As a CEO, the coolest thing was Battle of the Bands, where you have like 60 bands like rocking it out for hours on end, where exchange is 3 seconds long, and they just go at it, where the drummers are 11-year-old kids, girls, 4'8", where grown men are standing there and asking themselves, where the heck is she finding energy to drum it out? They just kind of motivate each other. And the beautiful thing that you see about these kids is how well-rounded they are. You just saw one example. They're not only great musicians, they're motivated with the number of things that are associated with different concerts that we do. They're philanthropic. They have incredible future because they're academically successful. And again, another reason why we love music and impact of music. And then, hell, it's rock and roll. So, have the best people in the world working with you, because they don't follow the rules. They don't follow the yellow brick road, which is my kind of people. So it has been exciting. It is, exposure to educators and artists who are working with kids who are challenging status quo and dare to do that throughout their lives. And so it's a testimony to so many groups of people. And then it's very exciting to see parents who are these obsessive groupies that it's like you really have to scrape them off the stage sometimes, because kids are just fantastic. So it's been really well-rounded, really good experience.
Awesome. So now, are we going live in 15 minutes? You all look so calm.
We are trained to look calm. We're not taking any additional medication. Everything that we do take is legal and fully prescribed. So no, we don't shake until the actual showtime. So yeah, we have like 15 minutes. It's a lifetime.
It's a lifetime. I love it. I love it. So, where do you see the future of the School of Rock? Where do you see it going?
Future of School of Rock. It would be fantastic to ramp this up to a place where just about every kid can get it. And we are an international organization. We have 140 schools. We are touching about 17,000 kids. And kids that come to our schools are transformed with this experience. Music education is so important. Music education teaches you a lot about core things in music, but it teaches you, especially if you're playing in a band, how to collaborate, how to communicate without beating the other guy like you do in sports, and how to be creative. They're really there for each other, and it would be fantastic to have School of Rock in every town in America and wilder. And I come from Sarajevo, so the big dream is to bring School of Rock to my hometown, to Sarajevo.
And I think you'll get it there. I'm sure you will. Well, congratulations on your new job, and we love the School of Rock and think what you guys are doing is just absolutely awesome.
Thank you, and thanks for facilitating the conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need my hand model here.
Let me bring up a couple comments real quick, and then we want to get the Aston family on too, Linda. So we have Rob Jacobson. He says, this is amazing.
All capital letters, amazing.
Renee Storm, awesome broadcast, informative. And I see Cheryl Deuce out there, Mark Barris. Mark said he is going to get on the list.
Awesome.
Coach G. Moore is out there, David Henry Pipe, Tammy Cook, and Tammy did a lot of help promoting this as well. Elena Bellamati is out there. We've got a lot of our regulars out there, so that's cool. Ray Lee is out there. So thank you everyone for coming out today. And let me see if I can get this off my face here. There we go.
Okay, you know what? I would never in the world ever want to cut the Aston family short. So we're gonna save the tour for if it's okay with you guys till the after party, and I promise I will jump on it, and then I'll show you the after show madness. And we'll get a little bit of a tour of because the bus isn't arriving for a while, and I want you guys to be able to get on, and we got to get to our show. So
okay, well we'll be over there.
Here's the poster that all the kids signed. That is one of the prizes. There are several of those. Yep, and they've been signed. And so I think we're gonna let you guys go. And I'm not gonna touch anything here. I'm just gonna leave it because it's all plugged in and ready to go. So I'll see you guys after the show. How does that sound?
You might want to mute though, because it sounds like it might get loud there.
It might get loud. All right, thank you everybody who's watching. Thank you for all of our supporters. Thanks to My Music Hangout. Thank you, the Astons. I hope it's not the middle of the night for you. It probably, my brain can't even process.
Not bad, actually.
It's not too late for us.
Oh, that's good. At least finally. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys. All right, so this is your time. This is your time.
Oh,
thank you so much for being on this.
No problem at all.
Great to see you again.
You too. We're gonna meet in person one of these days.
Yeah,
I love you.
Absolutely.
Wait.
Absolutely.
Deep purple.
Yay!
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Rockin'.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna turn the mute, and I'm probably just gonna leave the camera on, and there will be some people walking by probably.
No problem.
Right. Okay. Bye, you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye, Linda.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Aston family. How are you?
Hey,
Hi.
fine. How are you, Christine?
Good. Good. I have to tell you, Alex, I contacted Phil 90 minutes before we started today and said, we need an emergency musical guest. Are you guys available? And he's like, and then he like kind of disappeared, and he's like, it's going to take a while to get the studio set up. And I'm like, well, get cracking. And he's like, oh, we're cracking. We're cracking.
So awesome. Yeah, I saw Sue's comment that she got her hair done today. So
Yeah,
I was like, well, it's just meant to be then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there had to be some acute negotiations, Christine, when you sent to the Gress saying, "Are we doing anything?" Because people were just like lying on the settee with.
Yeah, I'm like, are you guys busy? Are you doing anything? You want to just set up your whole studio and come on and play a song for us?
If we can help out, we certainly will.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what are you guys going to play today?
Well, this coming Saturday in our village, which is Goldsmithsney in Cornwall, we've got our charter fair, and that's the day when we play one of our tracks, which is called Dance of the Red Glove, and the local school children all dance, and they dress up in Victorian costumes and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a bit like Downton Abbey live, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like a mini Downton.
Yeah, and all the kids in the village like follow Sue like the Pied Piper.
Yeah.
As she plays this tune.
Yeah, we
that's what we're gonna
process
do.
along the streets. So we're going to play that. It's called Dance of the Red Glove.
Okay. Do you want us to do it now?
Yes, we're going to mute
okay.
ourselves and then
All
we'll
right.
play that.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
Just got to do the studio sound thing.
Ready?
changing the sound over.
That was so great.
Yes, I loved it. I was trying to think, at first I'm like, okay, well, I know Dan's not there, but it has a different sound than it did last time. And then I realized that, Phil, you're not on the electric guitar this time.
No, I'm being Dan.
Oh, not such an animal, are you, on that? It's more tame.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And what do you have coming up this weekend? I know, Phil, you have the.
We've got a couple of things. We've got. I'm a huge music fan and still like to collect tons of music and hold it physically in my hands. So I've got my What's in Your Music Collection show this Sunday, which goes out at 4 p.m. UK time and about 11 a.m. in the US. And then an hour and a half later, we have the Dan Aston music show. Yippee! And Dan will be accompanied by Sue.
Hi, me.
Yeah, and I think Dan's doing a couple of new songs, isn't he?
I think so.
Because he's in the studio on Saturday,
Yeah.
putting down songs for his next EP.
Couple of new tracks.
Yeah.
So it's all go.
And then after that, there'll be another Thurston show, won't there?
Yes, I'll get baking.
So we'll get baking
and fiddling with food.
Yeah. And then me and Sue are going to do something musical.
Yes.
And then I think after that, it's going to be the full caboodle again.
The full Monty.
The full Monty and the full Aston Family show.
Yes.
Extravaganza after that.
We're very excited about that. Definitely, if you could post all your links in the stream, and we're going to go ahead and direct everybody over to JBTV in the next few minutes. I'm going to the same link that you used to get here, the bit.ly/SORAllStars 14 will get you there. We'll repost that as well, and it's going to be 4 hours of music, and then we're coming back here to wrap things up. So I hate to rush everybody, but I don't want to miss the beginning of the show. And
Okay. Well, thank you very much for having us here, and we'll see you in the comment stream. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on last minute. We appreciate it so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for
Thank you.
asking.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. So we are going to go ahead and end the broadcast. We're going to see everybody at JBTV. We're going to be posting the links. We hope that you'll all come over with us. We hope that you'll engage and cheer on these kids and the School of Rock and everything that they're doing. And definitely make sure that you get on the list to sign up for the bone marrow. You can do it online at lovehopestrength.org. Alex, do you have anything else you want to add?
I had some trivia questions prepared, and I didn't get to do them through this show. And that was for, we have some T-shirts and those posters to give away, so we're going to have to do that in the post-event show. So just hang on till then. We'll be doing, we have a grand prize of 1 month free tuition to any school, and what we really wanted to do was anyone that lives near a school, while you're watching the event on JBTV, if you drop in a comment about what you're watching and mention, hey, I'd really like a month of free tuition, we'll throw you into the pool and we'll just do a random selection.
Sounds like a good idea. All right, everyone, thank you so much for coming out, and we'll see you in just a moment over at JBTV. Bye.